We like Salisbury Steak, but which one's the best for your buck? We're going to go ahead and we're going to try 6 different versions of Salisbury Steak by different companies, and we're going to rank them 1 to 6 by the time that we're done. We'll have them in order from best to worst. We're going to find out, so we're going to go ahead and start with our first one. All right.
It's bachelor meal day.
So our first one's going to be by Banquet. So like I said, we're doing Salisbury Steak. So Banquet itself actually isn't bad. It's $1.24 per box.
Wow.
You will get the Salisbury steak, corn, mashed potatoes, and it does look like cinnamon apples. I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon apples as a dessert myself. I just think they get
certainly won't be
but
swayed here.
I just point out that the way this looks, it's just the Salisbury steak just plopped right on top of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're here to rank the meal as a whole. So I mean,
all right, it's hard to mess up corn. So.
I will say that it coming up like a film is never a good start, but it's
wow. As a person that hasn't eaten this in quite some time, I'm gonna try my cinnamon apple first.
The corn's not bad.
It's tough.
It's tough.
But that could be because of multiple reasons. And another one is preparing.
So,
all right, let's see here.
The mashed potatoes, they feel very instant. But I mean, it's like I said, it's $1.24 for the entire meal. So, if I look at it as a $1.24 meal, it's not that bad. It's really not. I've had Banquet before.
It's hard to be mad over $1.24, you know? I think I come from the worst end of the spectrum over here, having compared it to grade school and also military grade food. Trust me.
I will say that the gravy doesn't really come through. It's just like water on top of normal. Now, I haven't tried the cinnamon apple.
The gravy's terrible. The gravy is terrible. Oh, man, I'm glad I didn't have lunch.
Now, I'll say the cinnamon apple is probably the best one I've had in a while. Because one of my biggest problems with cinnamon apple is the fact that because it rests in there for so long, cinnamon apples are usually too mushy. They just don't taste firm. They're gross. Like, I don't like the consistency of what apples usually are, which is, I don't like apples generally, but
this one isn't bad.
They're a little bit more firm, and while I will say that
this
the
could
cinnamon,
be a pie filling.
Yeah, I'd say that. The cinnamon definitely comes through.
Okay, so the dessert, not so bad. I find the corn kind of tough. The gravy's terrible.
The gravy's pretty bad. I generally eat them just like this as a whole.
The mashed potatoes, I've had worse, but they're nothing to write home about.
But starting off as it is our first, we'll go ahead and we'll put it on the table. What do you want to do? Just put it in the middle ground? We'll just put it at 4? I mean, we got 5 more meals to go.
So I'll give them a 4. I'll give them a 4 on this one.
Go ahead and put it at 4.
Right.
Let's move on to the next one. So we're back with our next one. We went ahead and got Stouffers, and I will say that while Stouffers only gave us macaroni and cheese and the actual Salisbury steak itself, I will say it does look a little bit more appetizing.
A bit more Spartan, yes, but the sausage or the Salisbury steak patty is it's a little bit thicker.
Getting mine out, the gravy definitely went over into the macaroni and cheese for me, which is fine. I generally mix
onion there.
I do mix my my gravies with macaroni and cheese, but for fairness, I'm just going to go ahead and have it on its own first.
All right, microwave mac and cheese. Let's see here.
It's not bad. Let's see how it is with the gravy. I already got that.
The mac and cheese, not bad.
A little tough to hold.
I think I taste some real cheese.
It does. I will say it tastes significantly better than anything that was in that Banquet meal. That's for sure. But now let's try the steak itself.
All right. And like I said, I do see some little onions in there. Did not see that present in the other one.
Mushier, but tastier. The gravy comes through.
See, I don't like the mushiness.
So that's what we have to really kind of consider, though, is the Salisbury steak on its own. It's definitely mushier. Like it just is. It tastes more like almost like a meatloaf consistency.
Yeah.
The gravy is definitely there, but it doesn't taste like standard gravy that you would normally think of when you go to like a family cooked restaurant. Instead, it's definitely just like a punch of something. I can't quite describe it.
Hmm. So, how much is this one again?
$2.48 a box for Stouffers.
Ooh, living high on the hog there, huh?
It's not the most expensive one we have.
Oh, really?
No, it is not. The mac and cheese really does bring this to a new level, though.
The mac and cheese is much better. The Salisbury steak, I find.
So, overall, I would definitely say this is better than the Banquet.
There's definitely like some breadcrumbs and something in there filling out that meat taste.
But it's crazy. I don't think this is better by much. The Salisbury steak in the Banquet meal, I think, was definitely better.
Agree.
This one tastes better, but the consistency is off-putting. But the macaroni and cheese, especially if you mix it in with that gravy,
on point. Yeah,
does taste significantly better.
See, the meat's the more important part of this thing. So, I'm actually going to rank that lower than the Banquet myself.
You want to put this lower than Banquet?
I do want to put it lower than Banquet because, I mean, granted, the mac and cheese was good, but the meat it tasted weird. Like it's that meatloaf consistency. And what do you put in meatloaf? You put breadcrumbs and stuff in there. Like,
I'm willing to agree with you. I think we're gonna go ahead and put this Stouffers at number 5 for now. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next round. All right, so we're on to our next one.
This looks gross.
I gotta tell you, this one I wasn't looking forward to.
And when you don't even put a tray in there, just like here's the box that it came in.
The cardboard itself is the tray, and you had to peel this off. So we have to hold this one up in order to be able to display the box to you. But this one is Michelina's. It goes for $1. So this is 24 cents less than the Banquet. And I have got to say that the Banquet for 24 more cents gives you a lot more. Look at the size of this Salisbury steak. Like, how does the picture look more appetizing?
I made sausage patties bigger than this. This thing looks terrible.
Oh, God. It's... I mean, there's some onions in there, though.
I do see onions. I like onions. So, all right. Let's just go for it.
I'm going to start off with the mashed potatoes that have,
too.
like, no gravy on them. That's not mashed potatoes. That was just like eating a ball of film.
What is that? This is.
Oh.
How much was this one again?
$1 exactly. That was too. This is going to be even mushier. Oh God. Huh.
All right, here we go. Let's just get this over with, because.
So, it was mushy, but it wasn't like, oh my God, Stouffer's mushy. It just disappeared. Did it disappear in your mouth? Like it just disintegrated into bad?
I'm good.
I want it to go on record that Michelina's has officially made Jason not want to finish a meal.
Like you said, it melts in your mouth, but that should not really happen with something steak-based.
I should point out that while I exaggerated a little bit about my reactions, the last reaction that I just had was sincere. Having them both at the same time was honestly disgusting.
I mean, yeah, I'm good. Maybe I'm tasting some of the cardboard that this meal comes in. This is definitely a number 1, but more like at the bottom of the list.
Okay, so I don't think we really have to debate this one. This is clearly the worst one we've had today. And we still have 3 more to go. And I don't think that anything is going to top this one at being bad.
Guess I'm going to save space.
So we're going to go ahead. We're just going to put, I think we don't have to argue, just Michelina's right here at the bottom, right? Number 6. I think it's a pretty safe bet that Michelina's is going to stay at the bottom spot. Now we're going to go ahead and we'll move on to the next meal of the day. Okay, so now we've moved on to lean cuisine.
We're back to containers.
I will say,
food now.
I have missed plastic containers.
I know, and I just like shoveling it out like an MRE.
That looks better, I will say. Now, lean cuisine generally is going to be one of those things that is trying to make you eat better because of the calorie count that's inside. So they obviously do a whole lot when it comes to telling you its calorie count. 290 calories. This one actually is the same price as the Stouffers, not $200, $2.48 in order to be able. I did not spend $200 on one meal for
Hey, look,
Salisbury
there's
Steak.
actual mushrooms in this one.
Yeah, look, we've entered a little bit of a fancy territory.
Ooh,
All right, so
quite.
let's start it on the.
Screw the mic. I'm not doing it. All right, let's just go in on the mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
All right.
It's not bad.
Okay.
The cheese is definitely less subtle, or it's subtle. There, that's better. I know words.
My expectations going into these are low anyway, so any indication of like flavor, you win.
Now, granted, I was mixing the gravy in with the cheese when it came to the macaroni on the Stouffers one, which I liked. Which I liked, but I don't know. I can't tell if I like this one better or not.
You're confusing your palate. He said eating a microwave meal. All right. Let's see.
Compared to Stouffers, the Salisbury steak is not mushy, but I don't know if it tastes better.
I don't know if it tastes, period.
The gravy's not. There's a lot of gravy, there's a lot of onion, there's a lot of mushroom in here, and yet I'm not picking up a lot of flavor.
Damn. Whatever.
No, it's there, but disappears within a second.
This is some Karen flavoring right here. No salt.
No, it's all salt.
Oh yeah, we're not even getting into like sodium. Yeah, but there's. Oh man. I'm gonna give it to him on consistency, but this gravy is like nothing.
So, I think me and you are coming to the agreement that this is not as good as the Banquet so far.
This is really sad too. I mean, that's the first one we tried.
I know. So Banquet somehow making it to the top of the list, but we already know that it's definitely better than the last one we ate. I can't even remember how to pronounce it, but Michelina's.
Go back.
But is Lean Cuisine better or worse than Stouffers?
Worse. I think they're sacrificing a lot for the low calorie count on this one.
See, generally that doesn't bother me too much.
You know, I don't know how. I guess is flavor a calorie? Is that it? I don't know.
See, the consistency's better. You know what? I think you're right. I think we're gonna have to put Stouffers ahead of Lean Cuisine here.
I am finished. Thank you, sir.
Even the mac and cheese, it's just not. It's not standing up. All right, so we went ahead and put it down. Stouffers is definitely better than Lean Cuisine. So let's go ahead and we'll move on to our next one. Okie doke. So we're off to our fifth meal. That's what it is. We went with Boston Market.
I feel like a hobbit.
I will say we have Boston Markets everywhere.
Yeah,
Boston Market is delicious.
Exactly.
They are charging $2.52 for their Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese.
Okay, this will not be that Boston Market we get.
No, but I have high hopes. Because
Okay.
I have never in my life ever actually had a Boston Market to go. But
look at the presentation here. First, we get not just
doesn't look
macaroni,
bad.
we get like spirals,
yeah.
and there's 2 Salisbury steaks in here.
So, I mean, all right off the bat, you're already getting more for your money. You get 2 Salisbury steaks and a buttload of macaroni and cheese here. So, I mean, obviously, I gotta start with the macaroni.
I'm mixing mine up. Cheese is a little like runny, but it might be because it's really warm. So, let's see here. I probably sounded gross on them.
That's not bad. That's some solid macaroni and cheese.
I'm pleasantly surprised here. Now these are still pretty hot, so that's why the cheese is really, really melty. So
we did have to cook them at different times. I will say that Boston Markets, I want to say the cook time was about 8 minutes. You had to cook it for 5 minutes, then you had to mix it up, and then you had to cook it again for another 3 minutes. So it is one of our longer cooking ones, but I mean...
All right, right off the bat, I'm going to say this is the best mac and cheese out of any of them so far.
I will agree to that. Which means you finally at least found something that's beating possibly Banquet now.
All right.
How's the Salisbury steak?
Let's go in on that.
All right. Let's just dunk a little bit in the gravy.
Already feels a little bit more consistent.
Oh, that's a good steak.
Yo!
That's a very good steak. Ooh.
Whoa!
The gravy's there. The steak is firm.
Get out! This is the best microwave meal I've had.
This is phenomenal. It's got onions.
Whoa, how much was this again?
$2.52.
Okay.
It's not even the most expensive thing we have yet. We haven't even gotten to the last one.
But Boston Market. What?
Did we find a meal that's finally going to make it so you might want to eat it all?
I'm not blindfolded this time. No one can take my food from me. I've never felt more vulnerable.
Obviously, this is delicious. We're still going.
Dude,
As we're telling a story, as if it's no big deal.
I'm surprised. This is what's I want to know more. This is pretty much the best one so far.
So, I have to now know. Okay, so while we were complaining about Lean Cuisine, I will give that to Lean Cuisine. This is a total of 530 calories.
Okay.
So, boy oh boy. But I think we can all agree that so far the Boston Market is significantly better than everything else we've tasted so far.
Agreed.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put this as number 2, not because it doesn't deserve the number 1 spot, because we still have one more to go. So far, so good. We're on to our last one. Final round, Hungry Man.
Yeah.
It says everything you need to know. It's got 21 grams of protein, and this thing is stacked.
This is a meal right here.
Look at this bad boy right here. We've got green beans, mashed potatoes, 2 Salisbury steaks that are smaller.
But you're getting 2 of them.
We also got a brownie.
Ooh.
So better. I'm already liking this better than the Banquet because I didn't like the idea of cinnamon apples. But brownie.
All right, so it's smaller portions, but
there's more stuff here. The portions of the Salisbury steak is smaller than the Boston Market one. I will say that.
But it seems balanced.
But I will start with the greens.
I'm going to start with the mashed potatoes. Don't have a lot of gravy on them, but
These are colorful. I will tell you that.
okay. Right off the bat, I should have just gone mashed potatoes, but with the green beans like you did. But the mashed potatoes actually have some flavor in there.
That's straightforward.
And there's no gravy on it. That's just a good mashed potatoes.
You're right. The mashed potatoes taste like actual mashed potatoes.
All right.
I generally don't like vegetables inside of these value dinners kind of things because they're generally soggy and gross. But these had these were firm. These were cooked. These are juicy. These are delicious green beans.
These are. Hold up.
Like, I was never one of those kids that didn't like green beans. I actually love green beans. These are delicious.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think my number 1 spot here is moving away from Boston Market.
But how's the steak? I will say, though, this is also the most expensive meal that we have so far. This goes for $3.22.
Ooh, okay.
So it is a 70-cent difference than the Boston Market one, which was our second expensive one. But
the steak seems to have some consistency.
It's firm, but look at the gravy. Like, when I dip it into gravy,
it's sticking there.
That sticks.
Smells better.
Ooh. I think I like the Boston Market better when it comes to the steak.
The consistency is a little bit softer on that.
It's not bad, though.
But I think the gravy makes up for it.
The gravy is delicious. The steak doesn't have as much flavor as the Boston Market one does. That gravy is delicious. It's not overly strong. It's
clearly, the gravy, you're supposed, as much as they give you on the gravy, you're supposed to put every bite of the meat in there. So,
but how's the mashed potatoes with the gravy?
All right.
Still good. Doesn't overwhelm.
I'm surprised.
I will say that it's not my favorite Salisbury steak so far.
No.
But everything that's come with it is hands down better. Like, I don't think... Like, the macaroni and cheese for Boston Market was absolutely delicious. But I will say that the mashed potatoes and the green beans here are absolutely phenomenal. But being the second meal we have that comes with dessert,
All right.
it's a brownie. How's the dessert?
So we got like a microwave, no bake brownie.
That's correct. I didn't like that.
That tastes like a chocolate sponge.
Yes. So from what I can understand, it looked like it had batter in it just from the beginning, and then it just cooked because of the heat. Because you have to cook this for 8 minutes as well. Just 4 minutes at one time, and then you have to cook it. Well, it's 4 minutes and a half technically, and then it's another 4 minutes. So almost about 9 minutes you have to cook. So it's like cooking in an easy bake oven again.
Yeah, pretty much.
But using an actual oven.
A really hot light bulb.
The brownie.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's about on par with Banquet's cinnamon apples, where it wasn't bad, but you got it and you're gonna eat it because you paid for it.
Yeah.
But those green beans, those mashed potatoes were phenomenal.
And the gravy.
But even though we're basing everything around everything, the Salisbury Steak I think is the most important. So does it beat Boston Market?
No, it does not.
I have to agree with you.
Boston Market is on the throne for this one.
Boston Market was delicious from every bite, and to the point where we didn't even throw that one away.
Yeah, that one was solid.
We wanted to keep that one just in case we got hungry later. But
this is good. This is good,
Hungry
though.
Man's not bad, and I will say it comes with a lot more. The portions are a little bit different. I want to say this is a little bit more, not by much, but just a little bit, than the Boston Market.
Yeah, I'll agree.
The brownie adds a bigger calorie count, so this one does end up going to 580 calories. But I think I have to agree with you. I think that Boston Market wins. So I'm going to go ahead. We've got
I say again. Who?
Michelina's just a garbage meal.
Yeah,
that was disgusting.
Keep that for the apocalypse, all right? Just
man, when we get to the apocalypse and you have to decide between eating the leftover Michelina's or that guy over there that's got all the cockroaches and discovered the salt mines, I think we're gonna go with the cockroaches and the salt mines.
I'm gonna keep you safe for when I do get hungry.
I don't know how I should feel about that. I'll survive an extra week.
As long as I'm full. Anyway, but back to these.
Fifth place, we gave it to Lean Cuisine, which wasn't bad, but okay.
It not a lot of flavor.
Fourth place, Stouffers.
Surprisingly okay.
Surprisingly, in third place was Banquet.
I know.
The most known of all of them. Like, I'm honestly surprised that Banquet made it as far as it did.
I am too. I'll go ahead and give that one to you. Surprisingly, it was the best. It was. I think for the money, Banquet is gonna win out.
I agree. I think that if you're going for a cheap meal and you need something to last you a week because you don't want to go out and spend a lot of money, but you only have $10 to your name, you go out, you buy yourself $10 worth of Banquet meals.
There you go.
And you're gonna be somewhat okay with it. But then we go to number 2, which was Hungry Man, which is the big boy box over there.
Yep.
Man, that's a large boy. Definitely had a lot to go for. But then, of course, we're ending over at
Boston Market.
Way to go,
Boston. I know, right? Kind of makes me want to like
call us if you'd like to sponsor an episode.
I want to try their Salisbury Steak in store now and see what the comparison is.
We want to go ahead and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and joining us for another cup of coffee. We will see you in the next episode. See you then. We're done.
This one's actually pretty good. I'm surprised.